The BassHole Podcast is sponsored by BlueChew. That's right, BlueChew. Have better sex with BlueChew. BlueChew is the original brand offering chewable tablets for better sex. And starting now, BlueChew is offering a combo so strong, it's going to knock your socks off and your neighbor's socks off. You're going to have to move towns with the amount of noise that you're going to be making. Introducing BlueChew Max. It's arrived, it's here, and it combines all the active ingredients of Viagra and Cialis into one chewable tablet. That's right, one tablet. This combo acts fast and it lasts. And you can get your first month free by going to BlueChew.com and using the promo code BassHole at checkout. That's right, just pay $5 shipping for your first month. That's BlueChew.com, promo code BassHole for your first month free. Now, let's meet some bassholes.
What is Podcasting from BassHole Studios in Los Angeles.
What time is it?
It's BassHole with Doug Bass.
Asshole, major asshole.
We've all been one. So let's laugh about it. Now, here's your host, Doug Bass.
He's an asshole. I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Hey everyone, welcome to the BassHole Podcast. My name's Doug Bass. Thanks for joining us here on the show. Please follow us on Instagram at BassHole Show, and the YouTube channel has all the videos up there. You can check that out. BassHole Show is the YouTube channel. I'm super excited for our guest today on the show. She's here in the studio. We have the one, the only, the award-winning adult industry powerhouse actress. She's an entrepreneur. She's a comedian. She does everything, I think. I'm excited that she came in here today. Please welcome Alexis Fawx. Alexis, how are you?
I'm great.
Yeah?
Thank you so much for having me, by the way.
Thank you for being here. I know you're busy, and you live in Vegas, and you're only in LA every now and then, so we're lucky enough to have you come into our studio. So thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So how you doing? How you been?
I'm doing great. This year's been really awesome. I just got back from Tokyo and Sydney, Australia. I took myself there for my birthday.
Was that just a vacation or like a business trip?
It was mostly vacation. It was for my birthday, but I did do like a bunch of comedy skits with people, and I did Your Hood's a Joke at the Tokyo comedy bar and stuff like that. So it was fun.
Happy belated birthday there.
Thanks.
Yeah. Now you have been in the adult film business for a while, right?
Yeah, like 15 years.
15 years, yeah. Which is I guess not that. I mean, it's long enough probably, but it's interesting to me because like you started like in like what, like your 30s or something.
Yeah,
like that?
I did.
Yeah,
I did in my mid 30s actually.
Yeah, and that's kind of late for like an adult actress to start. Would you say?
Yeah, I think at the time when I did it, it was not many people were doing that. Like a lot of people would start in early and then you almost die off. But when I got in, it was kind of starting off in the MILF era.
Right.
And now you have, especially with like OnlyFans and stuff like that, you have so many more women that are older that are, doing content. Yeah, because it's like first of all, we should remind everyone that you are you've won 2 AVN awards or 3? 2 AVN awards and quite a few different XBiz awards at this time.
Right. And so you've received MILF Performer of the Year twice, which is amazing. Congratulations on that. That's pretty cool. But like the MILF category kind of like, I don't know, did that start like kind of like after like American Pie kind of like coined that phrase?
Yeah,
MILF?
I think it's always been like a phase, a phrase, and I think there's always been that taboo of older, younger, you know, like the hot best friend's mom and stuff like that. Yeah. And I think over time, that's what people wanted to click on, and they wanted to, have that as part of their fetishes and their kinks.
Right. And it's a big fetish.
And especially after that movie, I mean, it just
everyone was MILF this, MILF that.
Yeah,
exactly. But you were in the U.S. Air Force before that, right?
Yeah, I was.
That's interesting. All right. So how, like young age, like right out of high school or like what?
So I grew up in a small town in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I saw Pennsylvania. Where in Pennsylvania are you from?
Just like a super little small town in the middle of nowhere.
Is it Western Pennsylvania?
No, South Central PA. It's like 3 hours from Philly, 3 hours from Pitt, stuff like that.
I'm from New Jersey.
I try to be careful because it's such a small town. I want my mom to get letters because that's happened.
I'm from North Jersey originally.
Oh, okay.
But I went to school in Pittsburgh, so I'm always like, where in Pennsylvania? Because I'm like,
I'll tell you afterwards. But it's like the Appalachian Trail ran through my backyard at one point. There was still horse and buggy. The Amish obviously was like a big part of like growing up.
Yep, that's a big
you get the
area,
best like apple butters and like all kinds of stuff from the Amish.
I remember going one of those communities and buying like, all that
yeah.
kind of stuff.
And so I wanted to get out of my small town. And by that time I was already like a rebel with my parents, and they were just like, okay, you're off on your own. I moved out when I was in high school, had my own apartment. And I was like, man, I really want to get out of my small town. What am I going to do? And I was like, oh, the Air Force is only 6 weeks.
Right.
And that would be a great step in some direction to get me out of my small town and set me up with, some kind of stable income environment, kind of get me used to not being at home and all these other things, all the comforts in a sense.
Yeah.
And it was a great decision on my part. I just went for it, and
Absolutely.
I joined the Air Force.
So what did you do in the Air Force exactly?
I loaded KC-135s. I was a loadmaster.
Oh wow!
Still am.
Right. Did that kind of put some like things in your mind, like being like, well, there's other ways I can load things.
Well, I think I was always, I think I was, definitely, at 18 and stuff like that, and going into the military. I definitely was a free spirit.
Yeah, I was gonna what is Alexis Fawx like in her 18 to 20 year range? Like, are you like a crazy kid? Like,
I was like, but I was like already a rebel without a cause.
Yeah,
I even when I was in high school, like I, technically ran away, but I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna go to DC and party for 3 weeks.
Did you have boyfriends and what sparked your curiosity to get into the adult film industry in your 30s? Was there
always been a pervert in some way or another, and always I liked sex.
Yeah,
I always have liked sex. I like watching people have sex. I like it, like to be watched. So I already had that in me.
You had the voyeurism, the kinks.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
yeah. So for me, I got tired of working as a paralegal, because by this time I was already working in Miami. So I had military, I've had other jobs, and I was like, I'm at ceiling salary, working my ass off.
Right.
I'm living in Miami, but I never get to see the beach because I'm working. And it was filled with anxiety, and I was picking up bad habits where, if you're unhappy, then it's you want to party 24/7.
Right.
You just want to escape that reality, right?
Yeah.
So I hauled off and quit everything. I quit friends. I quit my job. I quit everything.
You just changed a lifestyle
changed
completely.
Everything in my lifestyle. And I'm, I watch porn.
Right.
I've always watched porn.
So going from the Air Force to the paralegal stuff, how long did you do paralegal for?
I did paralegal for a good 6 years.
6 years, okay.
Yeah.
So
it
what is that?
It was solid because I really went up in the ranks on that.
What is that that first thing where you're like, I'm done with the paralegal shit. I'm done.
Done with it all.
And then all of a sudden you're like, I think I want to go into the adult film industry.
I needed to make money. I was living in Miami.
Do you find an ad in a paper? Do you
Craigslist.
Craigslist.
Back in the day, it was Craigslist. And it was the original ad was to be an extra for Dancing Bear. And I knew what Dancing Bear was because I watched porn. So it's basically it's that premise of, the bridal party, and you have the strippers, and then, the bride or friends let loose and are giving the blowjobs to the strippers, or they're fucking the street.
right.
You're getting married, so you're going to sow your last oaths kind of thing.
Exactly.
And there's that whole fetish where you keep part of your clothes on. It's the taboo, being sneaky, cheating. The cheating scenarios fly off the shelf.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think everyone can relate to them, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to get busted, but
exactly. Everybody has a little fantasy about their, office husband or wife, and
hot wife.
You spend a lot of time with these people, right?
Yeah.
So, and I did a really good job, and before I knew it, I was booked for my very first boy-girl right after Dancing Bear.
So are you nervous going into your first shoot? What's the anxiety like?
It's weird. I didn't have any anxiety.
Yeah.
I really didn't, because I've given many blowjobs by this point.
But yes, all right. So speaking to your own sexual experiences, right?
Yeah.
With your partners or whatever. Had you dabbled with oh my God, let's film this, or let's make our own video or anything? So you've done stuff like that.
Yeah.
So now you're going into a set with a small crew and whatever.
Well, it was actually a really big, big production.
Oh, it was a big production. Okay.
Yeah. So I would say, I arrived to the studio. I went there by myself. I didn't even tell any of my friends. I was like, I'm just going to go fucking do this.
Because you thought maybe this is
I didn't
just
want
a fluke.
anybody to talk me out of it.
Maybe it's a fluke. Maybe I'm going to try it once or twice and then I'm going to be forget it.
I didn't have any plans at that point. And still, when I came up with the name Alexis Fawx and I was getting booked, I was like, oh, okay, this is fun.
Right.
Whatever, I'm getting paid to do this. This is great.
This is
compared to working with attorneys.
Compared to what
either way, I was getting fucked, right?
Yeah,
so this is a much better way to get fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I didn't even know. So I was just you showed up, and I think they just needed an extra person for the blowjob part, and they went through this laundry list of things that you could do to make more money. So you kiss your friend if you came with a friend, show your tits. instead of just clapping in the background. And they got the blowjob. And before I knew it, my hand was up. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll do this. You know, I've seen plenty.
Yeah.
I've given plenty.
Right.
You know, I'm actually getting some cash for it. Fuck yeah, let's do it. And by this time, I've taken enough time off in Miami. I needed to make some money. So I was like, so yeah. And they picked me. I think it was because I was skinny. I had these big tits, black hair at the time.
Right.
Went up, they did my makeup. I was feeling, you know, sassy and feeling good. Sat next to this other woman, and she was great. I wish I would have stayed in contact with her. So, you know, shout out to you.
Yeah, right.
And we got to talking, and I was like, okay, I'm going to remember and try to like emulate like everything that I've ever watched before. All the sloppy blowjobs and like the noises and like everything, right? And I didn't get really super nervous until like the guy was directly in front of me, and I was like, "Oh shit, I've got to suck dick now."
Right,
and it's going to be on camera.
And the cameras and the lights are like in the background.
Yeah, there's a camera right at you because they want to get it right up and close. So there's a camera right there. So I just kind of like ignored the camera and just got into the moment. And I did. And my whole thought process is I just didn't want to take as long as the girl before me. I was like, wow, that was a really long fucking blowjob. Like that's gonna
be some major editing involved. In this one.
I wanted to get that shit done within 5 minutes. I was like, I got a mission. I'm gonna just go for it, gag, do all the things.
Yeah.
And the girl that I was sitting next to, that when we were talking, she was like helping me. She was pushing my head. She was like a great team partner to have. And they liked my performance. The very next thing, I was booked for My Boy Girl with MILF Soup, actually.
And then they called you back for another production. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now going into this, like, not that there's anything, you know, wrong. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with this, but like, is there anything in the back of your mind where like maybe this is going to be a fluke, a one-off kind of thing, where you're like, now it's filmed, it's going to be on the internet or wherever, and I maybe I got to go back to paralegaling or whatever, and it's going to pop up, and you're gonna be like, oh fuck, you know?
No, I didn't even think about that far.
Yeah.
I really didn't. I was like, I'm gonna fucking do this, and whatever happens out of it is gonna happen out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I
and
just
a career
knew,
was born. Yeah.
Yeah, I just knew that I did not want to do another 9-to-5 rat race where you're working for somebody else's dream. So I didn't know where this was going to lead.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I was like, everybody was telling me that I was great at it. I'm getting my hair and makeup done. And at that time, Bang Bros was paying cash.
Yeah.
So to be like handed, you know, a couple $100 bills, you know, like boom, boom, boom. And then you're making thousands or 1,500 on a 4-hour day.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And like before you would work your ass off working, and then you got your, you know, the attorney like emailing you on a Saturday. It's like, you're not paying me for that.
Yeah. And then you got to go through the emails and all that shit on the weekend. Yeah. So, all right. So you're in Miami doing this.
Yes.
And then how long do you stay in Miami with productions there?
I stayed into Miami with productions, and then camming was coming about and all this other stuff. Up until I didn't move to Vegas until the end of 2016.
Okay.
So it was like literally Christmas time, New Year's Eve, 2016. I moved to Vegas.
And Vegas, I love Vegas, but is that the place to go? It wasn't LA anymore. It wasn't like the Valley.
Well,
or
for me,
like
I was looking at like, this is probably the older lady logic or whatever, right? So I looked at Vegas as being economically so much better. I would be able to save a lot more money.
Right.
Keep up a quality of life, which I think work-life balance is what I didn't have before. So that was really important for me to continue. And I don't like state taxes. Sorry, LA.
Hey,
Sorry,
I
California.
get it. I mean,
and I was coming from Miami, which didn't have it. So why would I want to go to one that had like 14%
it makes
or whatever
sense,
it is?
because Florida and Nevada are like the two states. Or,
right.
You know,
and I'm not a gambler, so I'm not going to be like led down that path. Like, you know, once in a while I'll go to like
well, it also makes sense, I think, because like the porn industry was here in the Valley for
now
like
it's
the
like
longest
everywhere.
time. Well, now it's everywhere with the internet and everything. But like for the, you know, back in the, I don't know, I guess like the 70s, 80s, 90s, like it was all San Fernando Valley pretty much.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
And then it kind of
like,
started spreading out to Vegas a little bit more.
Yeah, like you would never make it popular if you weren't like, you know.
Yeah, it was just like you know, like mainstream acting.
Yeah, and I kind of proved that wrong. So
like
you can literally be there. You can still win awards and not be living
Vegas
in LA.
has a lot of production, obviously.
Oh, tons, especially now.
And with the AVN Awards there and everything, it's like a hub, right? Yeah.
There's a ton of people that move to Vegas now, especially after 2020.
Yeah.
And like with the onset of the OnlyFans and the production being in our own hands, I mean, we literally could be anywhere, and you pop into the cities where you know the creators are that you want to work.
Yeah.
You do your job and then you leave.
Yeah, exactly.
Simple.
Now, OnlyFans, this has come about like in the last, you know, like 5-6 years, whatever. Changed the game, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's put so much control in our hands.
Now, you don't have an OnlyFans, do you?
Yeah, of course.
You do. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't sure if you did.
Like everybody, who doesn't
I was
anymore?
like, I don't know if you have one or not. I was like, I don't know if you needed it. But but now you can, because I remember I had Sylvia Sage on here once, and she was talking like it's changed the game. Like pretty much you control what you want to film, what you want to put out.
Yeah, yeah. I would say like, and I have like basically 2 productions going on. I work with a great team to do the massage Mistress stuff, and then I have my Alexis Fawx stuff. So it's like having like almost pretty much 2 productions going on at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's creative. It's fun. I don't have to rely on any paycheck. I don't have to rely on any company to hire me. I've also worked, and I mean, I put my time in. I definitely worked my name. I don't want to like give the idea that you could just jump on OnlyFans and suddenly you're going to make it.
Well, no,
that's a very few percent.
It's like anything
you've
else,
really
like
got to either grind it out.
Any social media, you got to keep it. It's a full-time job.
You got to be grinded out and be consistent, and that might take years to build something. So don't think you're going to be the one that makes millions of dollars within the first month.
Absolutely, yeah. Now the massage Mistress. This is like a newer endeavor.
Within the last year and a few months. Yeah.
I mean, now people love this massage stuff. I mean, I'll admit, like that's one of the go-to porns that I will go watch.
It is such an amazing. Right? I'm so glad that we like. I work with a Fuel agency on that one, and they help me with the production and everything. And booking of talent, and I want to say I don't know how confidently I can say this, but I'm probably the most viewed massage therapist on Instagram.
That's amazing. Congrats.
Please don't ask me for an appointment. I
have no real therapeutic massage experience.
But this is the thing. I used to be a real massage therapist in Florida. Okay. I was actually licensed. And I never mixed the two before because I took that career just as important, you know.
Right.
Not that the people didn't try. I definitely had a couple people try to get like a handy or whatever. That's the
funny thing with any masseuse or massage service, I think. Because it's like, I think, you know, everyone loves a real great therapeutic massage or a Thai massage, whatever. And like, there's no funny business, whatever. But that being said, especially men, I think that everyone has that fantasy of going into the massage place.
I think women do too.
Yeah, for sure.
That, you know, there's a lot of things that ride into that like really any gender, anybody can really kind of see themselves in. Mm-hmm. It's that little bit of sneakiness.
It's taboo.
It's also like you're being touched.
You're being touched.
You know, and you're calming down. Right. You're getting that blood flow going. It's under the
especially
sheets.
When they do an amazing part on like the entire body.
Yeah.
And then they just don't do that area.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
it's almost like a tease.
It is a tease. Yeah.
And then like, I mean, just think about it. It's maybe the first time that person gets to lay back and relax and not do the work. Mm-hmm. You know, that's where the Mistress comes in. Like I'll get to do all the work and get you aroused and get you to come on.
Yeah,
do all
because there's
things.
that role play thing, and then there's like, you know, there's all the different variations. Like there's the Nuru massage, the other.
Nuru is a really big one too.
That's a big thing too. Yeah, but it's like, everyone has that like fantasy. I think going into that.
So I just take like little like actual massage techniques that I've learned and actually incorporated, and I just exaggerate it obviously for the safer work stuff.
Yeah, of course. No, that's great. I love that idea.
You know, and I think every guy can, and even women too can think about like. You know, when the arm comes around, just nudging the unit a little bit. Right. You know,
I don't think enough women like really admit to like having that fantasy. Like,
I definitely did. I actually had a happy ending once.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I don't.
From a male masseuse?
From a male masseuse, actually in Italy, right?
Okay. That makes sense. Europe. Yeah.
And I was like, and I just looked at a random place up, and I figured it was a spa and a hotel, and I went down there. And this guy was my therapist. I thought he was gay. Like I was like, okay, and I like whatever you want to take from that, but. So I was there, and he never touched me. Like he never touched my pussy.
Okay, but you're nude on the table.
I'm nude. I always because being a massage therapist, getting nude because I want you to work my glutes. Right. I don't want to have to worry about underwear at that point. And if you're, a therapeutic massage.
And what is he wearing? Just a normal masseuse outfit?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Right. But the way he was like all up in the junk and rubbing me everywhere but there. Yeah. It was such an incredible tease. I know that there was like a streamer of like just snail trail. Puddle of stuff, and then like I had the most quiet orgasm of my life because I didn't want him to. I didn't know if he knew what he was doing, or I'm just such a pervert that touching me that's gonna make me.
That's
come.
all he did though, right? Like he
massaged my whole body.
But he didn't like take his cock out or anything like that.
No, but it was perfect. Right. You know,
now, see,
it was like
that guy probably, if he knew what was going on exactly, he may have like went further or something. I don't know. What I mean? But then as a man, you're like, well, you don't want to cross that line.
He got me off, and like, then when like, so I had an orgasm, and I've never been in a situation where it was so hard to look at a person in the eyes afterwards. Because again, I wasn't sure if he knew what he was doing or I was just a pervert, right?
Right.
And I was like, well, what do I tip this guy? Would it be awkward? Do I tip him 50%? Do I just tip him 100% at this point?
Yeah, I think as a masseuse, like you probably know, like, you know, if it's a man, a guy's gonna get possibly aroused.
Well, like for a man, like, I would always tell whenever, and sometimes that just happens, not because the guy's turned on, but you are moving blood flow.
Right, you're moving blood flow.
So sometimes guys would get a chub or get hard.
You're in his region. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, things are going on. Yeah.
There was only like 2 times where this was when I was a real massage therapist. And I stopped going to people's houses and I just created an office. But I was at this guy's house and the massage is almost like done. I'm on his feet. Mm-hmm. And he's like, hey, you mind if I just jerk off while you massage my feet? And I was like, yeah, I would. And then his response, I was like, yeah, I would. And he was like, I won't get any on you. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, he's just trying.
Sorry, I think his massage is done, and I packed up my shit and left.
You. Yeah, that's where I think when you start doing the house calls, that's where like the weird stuff starts happening. Yeah, because it's like they're like, well, we're not in an office, we're not licensed.
Like, there's no cameras here.
We're just in my house. You know, like what's an extra?
Wait, what's the big deal if I pull out my cock?
What's an extra $100?
Yeah, you know, I was like, you need to pay me a lot more than this massage, buddy.
Exactly. Yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, there is, people want to watch that stuff, which is I get,
Yeah.
So now you have a lot of fans that have, watched all your work and all the stuff that you've been doing. Are there any? Have you ever had like an experience? I'm sure you have, like where there's like some of these fans are creepy, or like, I mean, I don't know. Like, what's the weirdest like interaction with a fan that you've had?
That happens. I feel like the weirder interactions happen, like sometimes at the conventions where there's a little booze involved because the inhibitions come down and, they're seeing titties and this is exciting. And this is probably quite exciting to their regular life. I mean, I get it, right? So sometimes you'll get a little creepy, a little handsy, a little try to give you a kiss on the cheek and try to get the mouth and stuff like that. So stuff like that happens. Yeah.
But you got security and all that.
Yeah, I have security. I have to say that my fan base is quite respectful. I don't know if I intimidate them or what's going on, but I don't run into like too many weird scenarios. I think what I have the most is I'll have like the guys that want me to be a pen pal to them.
Oh, you
so they'll send me like their birthday card, like happy birthday. And it's obviously for them because it's their age. And they want me to write in there like happy birthday and back to them. And they want to create this relationship in their head that's just, rather than I'm just on their screen. I'm not.
Right. They want a back and forth.
Yeah. They want like a real back and forth where it's personal.
And you don't have time for that.
I'm not comfortable texting people from a personal number.
No. I mean, you have an AI
plus,
bot for that
be a person's pen pal. Like I don't talk to my mother on a daily basis. Like my mom's not getting a letter from me. Like
that's a whole other service you can offer.
Sir, exactly.
What's like the weirdest request that you've gotten from a fan, or letter or whatever?
Well, I get like weird requests, like as far as customs and stuff goes. I've like guys really like a lot of tuning and like different things down their shaft.
Oh.
So I get a lot
of tuning. That's what that's called.
Like they use like the whole little tuning.
Like a.
It's a whole rod.
Oh, like the metal tuner. Like
and they love to stick it down. They want that down their dick hole? I think that's the most one that always sticks out in my head. I have a lot of guys that love for me to tell them to come on their face.
Right.
It's crazy. Well,
is this through like?
I think it's skewed too.
Is this OnlyFans or
is
this OnlyFans requests?
A lot of OnlyFans mix, whatever they can, whatever subscription sites.
Right. Yeah. So they want a tuning rod down their dick.
They want me to instruct them on how to stretch out their urethra to stick more.
Oh my god, that's
tuning forks
that's
down.
Awful.
And I'm just like I'm fascinated because I'm like, what where and when did this start?
Yeah. Like what is what is your what's your story?
When's going to be the limit?
Because
some people like to stretch that really out.
Oh my god, I can't even.
It's almost like you want to look away, but you can't because you can't believe what you're looking at.
I won't even go to the urologist when they talk about like doing that shit. Oh, forget it. Oh my god,
the stream of pee must be massive.
Yeah, I can't imagine. That's crazy. So when you're doing when you've done scenes, I don't know if you're still doing productions and whatnot, like on.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm still contracted with Brazzers.
Oh, you are. Okay, great. So when you do a scene, has there ever been a time where you got to come in as like the MILF or the stepmom or whatever, and your co-star is some schlub or something. I mean, I don't know. I know they cast all different types of performers, but like, is there ever been that you come in and you're like, oh my God, this is going to be hard for me to get into this?
You know, I kind of feel that way sometimes when I have a talent, maybe I've never worked with a person before and they don't seem interested to be there.
Right.
You know, maybe that's because of nerves, which I totally can get. But yeah, if they're not just like not interested to be there, they're not like kind of, you know, into what they're doing a little bit more than just like, okay, like how long is this going to last?
Yeah.
Then it kind of drags me down. Like, let's have fun. I'm going to feed off the other person's energy. So when it's dead on the other side, that's going to be a little bit longer day for me.
Yeah. It's more,
then
more
it's
work's
like,
involved.
I'm sure you probably have had guests in here that just don't talk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You'll have a question
yeah.
and you're just like, yeah. So I took the cat out and closed the door.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and then you're like, fuck, I went through all 25 questions and it's been 5 minutes.
There's a back and forth or there's not. And then
Right.
and then you're working, twice as hard to fill 45 to an hour or whatever.
Some people just are not good interviewers or interviewees.
Right.
And, you know, some people are just not comfortable talking. And then some people like.
But these performers, like the ones that are not as comfortable or whatever, like, are they auditioning or like how do they get cast?
I think they do really well, maybe like on their OnlyFans or like their whatever content creation they're doing, and then they're like, okay, well, I want to enter and do it on a real set, right? Well, there's a lot of differences there. On OnlyFans, a lot of times, maybe if you're just a content creator, maybe you're just working with people that you just really like, right?
Sure.
And it's easier for you to, especially for the guys, it's easier if you're working with somebody that you find something about them attractive. You're going to keep your heart on. You're going to be able to do your job. Plus, you know, on set, you've got lighting, you've got sound, you've got maybe 3 to 10 people in the room.
Right,
and
there's all this pressure
you've got
on
the
you.
POV where the person's like over you, and now you've got a man behind you while your dick's hard and you're leaning back and you're trying to fuck. You know what I mean?
Like, there's a lot going on.
And
there's a lot of mental stuff for the guys.
than just setting up a tripod or doing a quick POV or doing any of those. There's a lot more going on.
There's moments where the guy loses his heart on too. I'm sure, right?
And then like, what you find then is guys getting pushed to take dick pills or shots or anything to keep them rock hard at every scene for their, you know.
Right. Well, speaking of those pills,
how dare they?
We're going to talk about our sponsor, BlueChew, which is one of the lovely dick pills that are out on the market that sponsor our lovely little podcast here. BlueChew. You can have better sex with BlueChew. It's the only chewable tablet for better sex. Guys, be ready when she needs it. Get your first month of BlueChew free when you use the promo code BassHole at checkout. That's right. Go to BlueChew.com and use the promo code BassHole for your first month free. Just pay $5 shipping. And it'll come right to your door. Have you guys used BlueChew on your sets at all?
I think some of the guys do.
Yeah.
I think it's always a personal choice on whoever that male talent. I don't ever try to ask her. It's none of my business and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
and then there's some that I think it's called Hammerjack. I don't know what the other ones are. Again, I'm not shooting anything up, but there's also a shot that some guys use, and it makes their. Honestly, I feel like it makes their dick too hard. I think one thing that's really nice about a real penis is that there's some squishing and give to it, right?
Especially
if it's going in my butt. I'm like,
if it's too hard, it's uncomfortable.
I feel like it's a little uncomfortable. Like, because that's why I don't like, you know, a lot of dildos and toys because they're just a little too hard and it's just not comfortable for my vag. I'm just like, this kind of sucks.
Right.
I like the give and take of a real penis. Or hand or whatever is going in there.
Yeah. Well, you don't have that problem when you use BlueChew because it uses the correct amount, just what you need.
Exactly.
So you're not too hard. You're just perfect.
Just
you're
perfect for the time being.
All right, that's over with. Thank you.
Did you take one before the show?
I did. No, I didn't need to because I knew you were coming in. So I was like, I don't need that. Well, no, we have it here if we need it, but. Let's talk about the other things that you have done. You have a coffee company, right?
Yeah. I have some coffee beans.
Coffee beans. I have it here somewhere. Where the hell did I put it? Oh, here it is. Coffee brand. You're High as Fawx Coffee.
Yeah.
What? How do you get into the coffee business? I love coffee.
I love coffee, right?
Yeah, I'm obsessed with coffee.
Fuck. One of my favorite things to do is, especially with traveling, is try like the little local coffee roasters and stuff like that. Sometimes you find the most fantastic beans and coffee. So like I was high one day. It was a Sunday fun day. And I was smoking a joint on my hammock, and I was friends with this roaster that I was getting my coffee from. And I just happened to had his number. I was like, hey, I should have my own coffee. Simple as that. And then I was like, I was high at the time. So I was like, let's make it high as fuck. Like play on words and all kinds of stuff.
Because your podcast is called High as
Fawx, yeah.
As Fawx. Yeah.
So I wanted it to match a little bit somehow.
So you get in touch with this roaster.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I want to get coffee beans going.
Yeah. So he sent out like a couple different styles of beans, and we didn't label them, so I could pick out the flavors that I really liked. Picked out the favorite flavors I really liked. I had sent beans to my friends and tell me like, do you like A, B, C, or D? And then I narrowed it down. We started out with 2 flavors, and then we added other flavors as we went.
And you also sell like cocos and
cocoa
teas
and coffee beans.
That's amazing. Yeah, and where can people get this? Is it online? Is there a store? Is it in stores?
Online. Yeah, well, we did have it in Corey's in Las Vegas, which was a brick and mortar. And you can go to haf.coffee and order it right there.
Perfect. I'm gonna get some because I have
I can send you some.
Awesome, thank you. I love coffee. I have so many different kinds. I have like the expensive machine. I had to have that.
Of course.
The TK, whatever the hell it is, a Terra Cafe. But yeah, it's just like I don't know. I love going out to get it. I love making it at home, and I spend way too much money on it. But it's
coffee, that first coffee in the morning. I purposely get up super early just to have that coffee and have peace and quiet.
Right.
Because no one's waking me. No one's texting me usually at 5:30 in the morning.
I've hung out with people that like do not drink coffee.
I don't trust those people.
I don't like the taste. I'm like, what are you?
Yeah, but do you trust those people?
No, because I'm like, I'm like, the smell of it, first of all, is like probably one of the best smells that's ever existed. And it's like, even if you don't like taste it, the smell. Like,
yeah. I even like coffee candles.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, the smell should make you want to be like, I need to try that. That's
invigorating.
What is that? Yeah, exactly.
What is that great bean juice that everybody's drinking?
Highest Fawx coffee. That's amazing. I love that.
Yeah,
idea.
so I just like to take some of my passions and kind of try to make them work for me in different ways.
And your podcast is the High as Fawx show.
Yeah.
You guys, you smoke weed.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I do.
Do you smoke a lot? Like how often?
I do smoke a lot. I probably have.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I feel like I smoke a lot less now, but I mean, to other people, I probably smoke a lot. I don't dab anymore. I'm taking a massive. I had to stop dabbing. I was like, I think I was dabbing just out of habit, not because I was like really getting high anymore. Because
really?
I think you just reach a tolerance point, and it's like, am I sweating this stuff out?
Yeah,
like,
I got addicted to the vape pen for like.
I never did the vape.
You know what? I never smoked. I never did any of that shit. And then I was getting divorced and separated, and I was like stressed out. And I was hanging around with a bunch of friends who were doing these flavored vapes, and I was like, let me try that, and I did, and I was like, oh, this is
cool.
This is I think I need this right now. And I just, and then like a year later, I was like still doing it. I was like, no, I gotta stop this shit.
Yeah,
and I quit cold turkey.
I don't trust the vaping, to be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think vaping's that great.
I went back to weed. I was like, this is.
Yeah, I'm just into the infused pre-rolled joints now. I'm just like, let me get nice and high and toasty and
why not?
Go about my business.
Right? Why not?
Clean the house.
Clean the house.
Plant a couple extra plants.
Is the way to do
get
it.
Get lost in a closet.
Has that happened to you?
Sometimes, yeah, I lose shit. Plus, I also take a lot of mushrooms and just I don't know.
Have you tried that mushroom coffee? Have you tried that kind of stuff?
I have.
I have. Is that good? What is it?
I to me, I just like good old coffee.
Yeah.
Just give me the good old coffee.
Yeah.
And I feel like I like taking so I like taking the psychedelics, and I also like taking mushrooms in general for brain health and stuff like that.
Right.
And I take them combined. It really just boosts everything else up.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Now, what is I mean, I'm sure you get people like hitting on you all the time, asking you out. I don't know if you're single, if you're dating, or whatever. What's like in general? What's a red flag that comes across in a guy if you were or a woman or whatever? If you were to date someone and there's a red flag, what is something that's like absolutely not like
follower of any of the Red Pill podcasts?
All right, there you go.
No,
I didn't want to get into that because it said no politics. Don't talk about it.
I'm like, what is this guy doing? Why are you watching people that hate women? That might be a red flag. No, I actually had a story. Like, so this guy contacted me, and I was like in a business group, and he contacted me, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I like to come out, and maybe we'll go to dinner or something." And I was like, "Okay, I'll entertain this, whatever." It didn't seem like my type anyway.
Mm-hmm.
He flies all the way to Vegas, complains that like you have to take a car or Uber, that it's not like in Miami where you can walk everywhere. And I'm like, I lived in Miami. Like, I get it. Vegas is a fucking different city. Like
right.
you didn't know this?
Yeah, most of the cities out west.
Like come on. And it was just like what his biggest red flag was the constant bragging about his, I think he said 8-figure salary. It was just like constantly. I'm just like, if you got to brag about it that much, do you really have it? And then like, if you're going to brag about it so much, but order a Honda Civic type of Uber. Do you really have it? Like, are you why are we ordering the cheapest
why
car
are you showing
if you're
up
just
in the
so
black
like
SUV?
Mr. Balenciaga, like whatever, dude. Like, go home. Go back to. And I think I did piss him off.
Really?
Oh, I just got tired of it because I will sit back and I will listen and observe. And then I took him and I told him this ahead of time. I was like, because I don't know him. I was like, let's keep things casual. Let's go for pizza and beer.
Yeah.
That's great. You know, that's casual.
You don't need the flash or the fake story.
Oh, I'm not one of those people.
Whatever.
Like, why am I don't.
I mean,
pizza and beer at my favorite place,
you're
right?
Alexis Fawx. You don't need this shit.
Yeah, so let's go to a great locals joint. And then this motherfucker tries to order a salad with chicken breast on. I was like, you're at a fucking bar. Like, it's pizza.
Right.
It's,
Save the health food for
Like,
somewhere else.
Dude.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like non-going. And so by the end of it, I just kind of went off on him a little bit.
Yeah.
I just told him what all his problems were and why he's single.
Dating is hard.
That was a really quiet ride home, I'll tell you that.
In his Honda.
I was like, I'll order the Uber this time. He was like, no. I was like, no, please let me order the fucking Uber.
All right. Well, that's a good red flag. Yeah. Like don't bullshit Alexis. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about one of your asshole stories. This is the BassHole show. So guests come on here and they have to talk about a time in their life that they may have been an asshole. It can be something funny, serious, the first thing that pops in your head, but you have to be the asshole.
Yeah, I think anytime I've been an asshole, I think it's been well deserved.
Yeah.
Maybe that is the asshole part.
Hey, own it.
I mean, I'm wearing my name on my body, so maybe I am.
Oh yeah,
the
what is your
asshole.
shirt? Like, that's great. Look at that.
Yeah. The picture was a birthday gift. Well, I've had a couple little things. I'm probably petty in some ways, I guess, if that's an asshole thing to do. So there was a podcaster or interview. I don't know what show this person has or whatever. And one thing about me is like, don't use a person's name to try to get around in a certain way to get to me. Like, just ask me or just be honest. So he like tried to interview me at a convention and he used like my business partner's name to get to, I was signing for Brazzers, to get to Brazzers, be like, oh, we set this interview up. Is Alexis ready? I had no clue anything about it.
You know, yeah.
No one knew anything about it. Like the Brazzers came to me and like was like, do you have this interview set up? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I don't have anything. Tell them to go away. And now like that just kind of irritated me. So like lo and behold, now we have to do red carpet. And here's this fucking interview guy on the red carpet. And I just made eye contact with him. And I was just like, and I just went I made it purposely. Like I interviewed next to him, walked around him and interviewed. And I just stayed there for a really long time and like, yeah, I don't have time for
So you went to everyone else.
Every single person on that red carpet except for him. And I made him have to move his shit.
Right.
Because he was just taking up way too much room.
Right.
And I'm like, you obnoxious little fucker.
Yeah. I think that's a bold move that you did, but it was a good one because maybe a little asshole-ish, but at the same time, this guy seems like an asshole. You know? Because it's like, I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing around like the AVNs or like adult stars, like there's a good handful of people that don't know how to play it cool or just like be normal. Don't be fucking weird.
Yeah. This wasn't the first time I've had like a weird run-in with this person before, like just really awkward.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, we're done here.
Well, there's like some people you don't want to give the interview
Yeah,
to.
I don't want to give that energy at all. So I'll be petty. I'll interview all the way around you, but I'm going to let you know that I'm not going to interview with you.
Does he still like harass you to try to get an interview?
No, I think he got that point.
Got the point.
Yeah. Which, good. That's what I wanted and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
no, absolutely. Yeah.
I'll definitely do that or I'll spill shit and just, have my business partner clean it up.
Are you
on the way here? I was like, Joe, when have I been an asshole? I'm just so sweet.
Are you klutzy? Are you like? Do you?
Oh, I forget my keys all the time.
Yeah, do you lose,
I'm the asshole that
lose
calls
them
everybody.
Or forget them?
Oh, I forget everything.
The
keys are always on endless search. Yeah. And I do. I call I'll call my best friends. I call Joe or I'll call somebody else and be like, I can't find, and they're not even at the house.
Right.
They're just, me randomly calling. Like, I can't find my keys. And I immediately find everything I'm looking for.
You got to get
as soon as I reach out.
You got to get one of those Apple tags on your keys.
I think there's been Apple tags.
They don't work for you.
I lose those too.
You lose them? If it's on your key, you lose it.
Just attach it to my body.
The battery dies. And you're like, oh, fuck. Yeah.
I travel so much. There's always like an air tag that gets tossed into my luggage. And I'm like, is this you or is this somebody else?
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, that's good. Well, yeah, losing. I mean, everyone always. Oh, you're good. There's water there if you want. Yeah, I mean, people that lose things. I've started to. I mean, I'm not that bad. My ex-wife was so horrible at losing things, but like, I'll start, as I get older, like I start losing things. Yeah. Another
little asshole thing I did, or I thought it was a good asshole thing to do, is I had to get someone served some papers legally.
Okay.
And he's a piece of shit. So I made sure he got served in front of his young daughter.
Oh, wow. Nice. Yes.
I'm like, she's going to remember that because you're a dickhead.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to serve my ex-wife, and it was one of the hardest things because like I didn't know, I had like an address, but I didn't know where she was or whatever, and like they had to go like a couple times, and
and then like they could say they don't get it, which is going to cost you money, and they.
But then part of me is always like you're like you want to see it happen almost because you want to see that.
My server took a video of it.
Oh really?
Oh, it was. I was like,
I didn't
that
get
was
that.
a great fuck you moment, right?
Because
like I get really quiet, and then you don't hear from me, and then all of a sudden now you're getting served papers. It was. I was like, I'm going to applaud myself for my pettiness.
They should add that as a service for the process server.
Oh, God.
Would you like a video of the reaction?
Fucking face?
Yes, yeah. Because like I knew like they would text me and be like, hey, I
wanted to masturbate. It was so good.
They'd be like, we're gonna try to do it like within the hour, and I'd be like, okay, and I'm like, I wonder if it's happening.
Yeah.
Like,
No, the look on his face of just like, what the fuck? Like it was classic.
People get pissed. People get pissed. It's like.
Well, he thought I would never find him. I think.
They try to dance around.
Like, how dare you?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Have you ever fallen asleep during a scene that you've been shooting?
Not during a scene, but there's been times. Like I'm a horrible. Like I shouldn't be fucking when I'm drunk. I'm terrible at it. I will fall asleep on your ass.
Have you been drunk ever before in a production?
No. They're very, very, very.
Yeah,
they don't want you on. In fact, we say on video like I'm not on any drugs or alcohol. And stuff like that. You say that before the scene.
Before the scene.
And then you swear to it afterwards.
I would think, there's so many rules and protocols and stuff.
Again, 15 years ago, would some people show up to set, all zandied out from the night before or whatever they're coming down from? Sure. But there's been so many more times now that safety is like our number one concern.
Absolutely,
because so many things can happen. Like you put a couple glasses in me whenever I was, back in the day. I'd be like, yeah, put it in my ass. Who cares?
Right.
You know what I mean? So you don't want that to happen on set. Be like, I was, a couple tequila shots in and I decided to do a whole gangbang. Like, it might be like something you want to wake up to.
Here's an interesting question. I don't know if, I know like, this probably doesn't apply to adult films, but now mainstream films, during a sex scene or romantic scene, they have intimacy coordinators. Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
So does that exist in the adult film world now?
Newer, yeah. So the bigger production, the bigger, more mainstream companies like Brazzers and stuff like that, we have an on-set liaison. Okay. So, and I even actually incorporate that into my own productions because you just basically, cover your ass and also make sure that there's safety and everybody's on board with everything that's going on so that the director who's shooting the camera, if they see someone cross the boundary, they can either, stop or whatever. Everybody's aware of what everybody's going on.
Right. So there has to be like, because this position didn't exist 5 years ago.
No, it didn't. No. And it also makes, and typically they're female because it's, I think, not that males can't go to the onset liaison, but, it's just more comfortable for a female to go to another female. And it doesn't have to be that there's something bad that happened on set. It could be like, maybe she just got her period and she doesn't want to go to the male director and be like, hey, you got a fucking sponge?
Right, I can't do
Me,
this.
I don't give a shit. I'm like, hey, I'm bleeding out of my hole.
But there's a script for like the production, right? Or like
so and we sit down, we go through boundaries.
But it's pretty much like, hey, this is going to be an anal scene or whatever. It's not like all of a sudden like there's someone's fucking in the ass.
No, like I hear like horror stories, like girls over in Europe, they'll show up to a set and like all of a sudden like they're getting tripled anal. Like no, that's
wait a minute, I didn't sign
not
up
going to fly with this butthole. But like no, we know ahead of time. I mean, we get you get your shoot details usually emailed to you within 24, if not more, days in there.
Right.
So you know who you're working with, unless of course there could be a last minute change. Things happen. You got to be adaptable and flexible. They'll always check with you. Hey, at least Brazzers, they always like, hey, we had to switch out so and so. Are you comfortable working with them? And typically yes. Whatever. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I mean, I'm glad that they've incorporated that because it's like not something that they would have thought of.
Yeah, and we have like
ago.
a whole boundary checklist. Yeah. So like we're going over like even if it's not an anal scene, hey, do you like her, rimming, fingering your butt, like some, just because it's not anal, some girls
there's like something you check off, like I'm willing to do this.
Literally
this,
check off,
not this, or open to all.
Like I don't want like I think one time a performer nibbled on my clit or something, and I was like, this is weird.
Yeah,
I don't like that. So now I put that as my boundary. Please don't bite my clit. Like it's not chewing gum.
It's a good boundary. Yeah. I mean,
it's not going to come off. Like, leave it there. It makes me a little fucking nervous.
It's so interesting. Yeah.
I need that.
Well, don't a lot. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you've done this, but like performers have dated one another or are married.
Yeah, some are married. Some have families and stuff like that. Yeah, for sure.
That's gotta be interesting. Going to set every day. If you're working with your partner and sex scenes on video and then at home versus like how do you think they separate that? Is that something difficult,
I think you just have people that are okay and good with it. They've had they have had their communication, they've had their comprehension on both parts. They know exactly what's going into it. It's like any it's like any other job. But we take off our clothes and do some weird shit.
Yeah.
But and I think that, the people that are in those long-term relationships that are married and have families and stuff like that, they're all on board. They know everything that's going on. And some have been both in the industry and now one's not.
Sure.
And then the other one's still actively.
Breaks,
and then sometimes, after a certain while, you take that role as a performer and now you're directing more or you're producing more and stuff like that.
Absolutely. So what's next for you? Do you think you'd be directing adult films ever?
I mean, we kind of are already with the OnlyFans, if you think of it.
Would you take on like a major production of some sort? You think?
I would, yeah, of course.
Producing, directing.
I mean, I'd like to see Mistress even becoming like a bigger production of some sort. I think that we have a great concept and we're going to be expanding that in many ways. Different scenarios, like a massage school.
Oh.
The office setup and
learn
stuff.
how to seduce your masseuse
Teach
clients.
the students on how to, the proper techniques of releasing your client.
You do a lot of traveling for press and stuff. As far as you go to like trade shows or like the AVNs, obviously, or whatever.
I definitely do the big ones. I do like the XBiz. I do the AVNs. And if I'm I'm going to be doing XBiz over in Amsterdam this year.
Nice.
I like to pop my head into Venus, which is in Berlin. But I'm going to be in Europe like all of September.
That's
just
great.
Popping around doing different things. A lot of safer web.
Yeah.
I feel like we've definitely entered in where it's not like I think a lot of people think we just have sex and that's the only thing that we do. We just lay down, spread our legs, or ride, or do whatever, and that's it. I probably spend more time, or 80% of my time, doing safer web shit.
Yeah.
And just trying to get your face out there and doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. As far as the comedy world, you've dabbled in some comedy stuff here and there, right? Do you anticipate like going further with some comedy, like stand up or like one woman storytelling or something?
Yeah,
like
I think I would like to do I think so. I think it'd be really super fun. I'm enjoying like the judging the roast battle. I've gotten to battle twice. I have another battle coming up in New York. And I'm really liking the full experience. It's completely different than being on set.
Sure.
I like the creative aspect of it. And I think, I think when I look back, I have a lot of good little stories to tell.
Yeah.
That are funny and that are relatable, or just in some way or not, you can see yourself in that scenario. And I think that'd be really fun to kind of share with the fan base.
Yeah, I love that. And I mean, I'm sure your fans love seeing, a different side of you and being vulnerable, like storytelling or roasting or whatever.
Yeah. I think I've always kept that with my fans. I've always been very authentic. Like I've never bin the person that I go on OnlyFans and I look a hot mess. I don't give a shit. Because I realized early on camming, because I have a lot of, I have fans worldwide, right? So I would get up, 5, 6 a.m. I'm not going to put a full face of makeup on. No, you're getting me as I am.
Europe or whatever. Yeah.
All right. You're lucky you're talking to me at 5 a.m.
Right.
Because you're hitting,
and you look great. Like, what do they give a shit? They're just like, they're happy to talk. Yeah.
Guys are like, you look so beautiful with no makeup on, it's and so from learning from that, and early in my career, I just kept that really throughout. That's why I post, I post all sorts of shit on my socials.
So what is your camming schedule? As far as how many days a week are you going live or going online? And
right now I try to go live at least, I consistently on Saturday mornings on my OF. I am going to ramp that up. Sometimes I go live and it's not just about sex. I've gone live on my OF and cooked dinner and drank a bottle of wine with my guys over 3 hours.
Right.
And they're like, no one else does this. You're spending time, they're learning about you. you're chatting,
and you can do this from home and
do
whatever.
it from home, and it's no sweat off my back. I mean, I eat a great meal and have a good. I have some great fans.
Right.
Some good great conversations. Funny.
Yeah, totally.
We smoke weed together.
And it's easier as far as like having to go commute to a set or whatever.
And I feel like when you connect with your fans on this like kind of real life moments, and it kind of changes the conversation. Like now they go on a date, like what type of wine, would be great to order at this dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Or I want to cook dinner, this is my 10th date. And I want to cook dinner at my place. This is what I'm thinking. So now we're talking about recipes. Like I have these guys are sending me like barbecues and like smokers and like we're exchanging.
These are gifts they're sending you. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a pit boss. It's a full
really?
on, full on smoker and grill.
That's a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah. And like and he didn't want pictures of me naked with it. He just
wanted you to have it. Yeah.
When you use it, send a picture.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah. Smoke some
I love
meats.
to eat.
That's
I smoke weed and eat. That's great. I ran out my alley.
And Las Vegas, how are you loving Las Vegas? How long have you lived there now?
Well, yeah, since the end of 2016, mostly we'll say 2017.
Are you loving it?
I love it. Yeah. It's been really good for me. It's a lot of nature around.
It's a great city. I mean, I have a friend that lives in Summerlin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
so that's super close.
So yeah, like I'm probably gonna go out there in the fall and dabble around in the suburbs.
You should go to Mount Charleston.
I heard that's cool.
If you like nature, if you want to go hiking or just sit up there.
I want to go and check out like not the strip, not where the.
There's so much more to do than off the strip. People don't realize that. That's why I never go down. And people come to visit. I'm like, let's get off the strip.
No.
Let's we can take ATVs out in the desert.
That's what I want to do. I want to go out there.
It's like surfing on sand. It's wild.
I'm dabbling with the idea of
shoot guns,
moving
bow
there
and
eventually.
arrows,
So
throw axes.
I want to check it out. I want to check out like the real Las Vegas.
Yeah, hit me up the next time you're out there.
Definitely. I will. Yeah. Alexis Fawx, thanks so much for coming in. This has been great.
Thank you for having me. This is super fun.
You're not an asshole, so I don't think. I don't think.
I know.
I like your stories, but I think
I'm not a purposely asshole. Like, and honestly, I walk away.
You've seen a lot of assholes.
I've eaten a lot of assholes, but I will not share my toothbrush. Like, don't fucking use my toothbrush. It grosses me out, but I will eat ass.
Right, there you go.
On the first date, like. I'm good at boundaries, dude.
Oh, that's great. All right, everyone follow Alexis Fawx. Not that she needs it. She's got over 3 million followers, which is amazing. Follow her. Check out her OnlyFans. Buy her coffee and enjoy a cup of coffee with Alexis on her OnlyFans. Drink it while you watch her.
Yeah.
Do all that good
have
stuff.
Coffee together.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Alexis Fawx, make sure you follow her. Guys, follow our Instagram channel at BassHole Show, and the YouTube channel is BassHole Show. Subscribe, tell your friends, and remember, don't be a basshole, but if you are, laugh about it. Ciao.